That's what you tell him.
Yeah.
Brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA
Yo.
Field here in Jacksonville. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Right. Yeah, you got to.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
You going Shantae house, this one single shoe on the stairs. What the fuck is that all about?
On 1st and 10, Watson. And his first look is incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side of the field. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory. It's a big play on 3rd down for the Texans. And even 60 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels. Because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
I want to get rid of them. If I want to get rid of them, you only got 30 days to get rid of. After that, you locked in that 2 years for that phone contract.
Oh, really?
You need to file the
disrupt things. I know the scouting report on
okay, yeah, when he called back,
disciplined to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
So a nice opening drive on the road. You get the 3 points. Part of you wonders if that might hurt them later not getting into the end zone.
Well, the good thing is, still first quarter, and they did come out of it with points. In a sense, they can look at positively and say, hey, we set the pace in this one. I think that's how they'll go about it.
How does it get like that?
What's that?
The door.
It's been like that. Hold on, Larry. It's been like that. Oh, man. Clean it up. Yeah, he could.
go down right at the 30-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
You turn that speaker off?
Yeah.
All right, now, look at 56. Look at 56. Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
Now they try the right side here. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
No. Check. Patriot. Here we go now.
And they'll run it here. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Running right, here's Sanders. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. On 3rd down, they'll run it with Sanders. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field.
Over.
And this dude, he talking shit to me on the phone.
Here we go on 4th down with Jackson.
We got
And
2
this
folks
is
that ain't even got no
incomplete.
damn
The
contract.
supporting drive of the game, and it'll be a turnover on downs. So shall we say a bold decision to go for it, and that bold decision does not pay off.
And when you talk about bold, you're saying all caps?
All caps.
Yeah, without a doubt. Maybe they're telling their defense they have a lot of faith in them. I mean, that's how you have to spin it, is that you tell your defense, you know something? We were able to go for it there because you guys are so good. I'm not worried about things.
So.
That's the only explanation I can come up with in this situation.
He better get ready to spin it for that post-game presser, because you know he's going to be out.
He's going to have to spin it for his own locker room, frankly.
What you mean I ain't say nothing?
They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Miles Jack there to make the tackle.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
He almost had it. The big D lineman nearly had an interception. Instead, it falls down incomplete.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. Faking the give, now Watson. And this is going to be incomplete.
I'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely, frees up your guys elsewhere. Boy, you sure don't see that too often.
I guess you can't really call anything a gimme, but you figure with his track record, that's a sure thing. But it turns out, it's not the case.
March 1st, February 15th. Switch my insurance. Get rid of Corey then, bitch ass. This bitch ass ain't even called me back.
Oh, I didn't.
No. He don't deserve that money. He is paid from our
They'll run it now out of the gun. It's on the ground. And the Texans say they have it. They do.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and the Texans will extend their lead.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
The extra point up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up.
But the only problem is you cannot switch your phone. If you can switch your phone like I could, then we just paid $45.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And
right, okay.
Take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. This is the pick up there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
He's going to float this one deep right side. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line.
I know some teams are leery about playing cover 2 because the strong safety's not usually a terrific cover guy. But in this case, he played it perfectly. Read the football and went and made the interception.
Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. After the interception, here's Watson going for the deep ball. That's caught inside the 20. A big-time play there for the Texans. 49 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
The Texans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Now Watson steps away to his left. And that is incomplete.
Had an open man that time. They ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
You didn't grow up like that?
Now the Texans are going to
Say
call
what,
on
doing
the
what,
field
selling
goal
heroin?
unit.
Grow up like that. You normally selling heroin. You didn't grow up like that.
And his kick is
Who, Ian?
good.
Yeah.
And that'll push the lead up to 13-0.
Some niggas evolve into what they are.
For the touchdown inside the red zone, away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now they'll run it on the toss. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can make a play on the football.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9.
Detroit!
They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. Heading out as the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 11. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
There you go.
He had a little bit of a turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions quote-unquote go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Good.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They go play action with Jackson. Wasn't able to get anything, no gain. Fumbled once already. Maybe he's being a little careful. Not necessarily on that play, but I'm sure that's in his mind somewhere.
Oh, without a doubt, because protecting the football is job one for anyone who's carrying it. And that's exactly what he tried to do on that play, but it didn't gain him any yardage.
On 3rd down, it's done. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Well, after an interception, last thing you want to do is go bring it out, give the ball right back. They avoided that.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to do that. I remember in college I played with a really big-time player on defense. We ended up getting an interception as we passed the offense coming out. He told him, if you don't take care of this football, you have to answer to me later. You definitely want to take care of it, pick up first downs.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down, eluding the pressure right. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, ball's out of his hands to the...
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. In for the score. And the Jaguars have cut it back within a score.
Everybody likes to see the long ball thrown, but when you throw it underneath and you see someone catch the ball, secure it, make their moves, and then turn it into bigger plays, that's a lot of fun to watch as well.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Dante Fowler in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. Incomplete.
Chance on the ground, and he ain't even get out the pocket.
Throwing the football, just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
Back to throw, Watson. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42, and they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
After the interception, here's Jackson. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looks like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Jackson now on 2nd and 10. He'll rifle this one deep right. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
Today's receivers in the NFL, they're the complete package nowadays. We know they can run, we know they can catch, but they have those big frames now. So oftentimes they just out-physical guys downfield and go up and catch the football. And we saw a big gain as a result on that play.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
They begin the drive with Hines. A little 360. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, as the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Here's Watson. Over the middle, complete. It's Dean. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd, Watson got his man complete over the middle. It's Dean. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. indeed snap it to Watson. He can run for it, and he will. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. This is Hines, and he showcases the spin, a pretty good gain before he's taken down. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second and a foot or so. They'll run it now out of the gun. And down inside the 15 he goes. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Fortunately, the secondary guys have to make a lot of tackles.
And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. On third down, here's Kamara. Pushes him over. He will push his way down to about the 14. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Now the Texans are going to call on the field goal unit. And his kick is indeed good. And now it's a 2-score game at 9, 16-7. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite at that level and not at that age. But I
was going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
Oh, shit, what the fuck?
Jackson, and that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about.
That's crazy.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose it down on the grounding call. From the gun, it's Jackson. Over the middle, complete. That's Blake. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Blake. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Now Jackson on 1st down. Sharks got it left side. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Out come the Jaguars now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Jackson. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again. Watson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Yeah, we always talk about you got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, you stand in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. Watson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Miles Jack able to track him down for a loss of 13. And it'll bring up 4th down. The Texans send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. The Jaguars getting set to go. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Now they'll run it on the toss.
Come on, man.
And not much there as he gets it up to about the 5-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And put it on the board. It's 6, a touchdown. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw. A free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
Here's Watson. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken at the 3.
They just hooked me over with that one, man.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right, throw it out the window.
They ganking
Let's
with
get
that
back
shit.
on track here, and sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Oh.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And able to stay on his feet.
He cheated the fuck out of me.
Tackled by Bradley Chubb, the number 5 pick in the 20.
My joystick fucked up though.
And they'll go on the ground. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
It's really come into vogue to talk about the different gaps that the defense tries to attack in an offensive line. And most of the time we're talking about blitzes. How many times have you heard double A-gap blitz? Well, where is the A-gap? It's the space between the center and the guards, either side. So when you're having a double A-gap blitz, that's 2 guys coming through that gap. In this situation, though, that A-gap wasn't open for the defense to exploit. The offensive line took care of it, protected it, and moved the defensive guys out of the way to allow for that nice run.
Now he's going to let it go deep left side. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you...
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Like how they've started the third quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their second win coming out of the locker room.
Man, who the fuck is that?
That's all he is going to say.
Sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Watson off play action. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
The Texans on third down. Just 1 conversion and 8 tries. Not good. This will be 3rd and forever.
Tiger. Come back.
Off of play action, it's Watson. Buying time to his left. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain of 39 that time.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. Here's Hines, and he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation.
Yeah, defense.
Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. When in doubt, do it yourself.
Please.
Keeps it for first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit.
Who the fuck is that snowing?
I think he's trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions have plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he...
And he's going to have to eat this
Probably
one.
sequence hell no.
Fowler. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year.
I just heard, I know I heard you talking a minute ago to somebody.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. He's got his man on the crossing.
We the only ones left in the party. Shit. Homeboy shit muted.
It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this third quarter. The Texans on third down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 7. A shotgun snap for Watson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Dean. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. And they pick up 25 as they convert on third. To throw is Watson. And this results in 6.
Man, what was the spy at? Don't make it run off too.
Deshaun Watson, his second touchdown of the night. And the Texans will add on to their lead. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Fielded about a yard deep. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive,
what's the over there between y'all on y'all game?
31-7 his way.
Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Damn.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
And they'll go with a ground attack here.
Good.
And just shutting him off there. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
56. Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90. Detroit. Detroit.
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man. And you got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
No.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
What happened to Mizzou?
On 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Play action. It's Jackson. He's going to rifle one deep left. This is caught inside the 15. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. And that goes as a gain of 37 on 3rd down. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On 2nd down, here's Jackson. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Jackson down to throw on 3rd down. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. As his guys are in for 6, and the Jaguars get a score closer.
They went 5 wide in that offensive set. In racing, going 3 wide is a big deal. To go 5, how about the way that they finish things off?
Did you just fit a race car reference into the game?
Zoom, zoom. How about the way that you play? When you go 5 wide, that means you're going fast now.
Zoom, zoom indeed. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept it.
And it's a fumble. And the Jags grab it. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense.
No, he don't palm something.
Oh, man, I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
Blue 90! Blue 90! Detroit! Detroit!
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. Over the middle, complete. That's Blake. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Throwing now, Jackson on first down.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Interception.
Oh my God.
Near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. How about the big boys snagging one? You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when he grabbed that one.
He's got room to run past the 20, and he'll finally be taken down at the 29-yard line. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Here's Hines on a toss play, and he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Tiger! Come back! Come back!
Faking the give. Now Watson. Flush to his right. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, Houston. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans will extend their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time that maybe
No, I don't do that block. You know, I'm just in here bullshit, trying defenses.
The other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried
Computer
about
assistance, man. Computer assistance, brother.
The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the
Computer
field.
assistance,
And the
man.
interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the
Good play, beast. Good bullshit.
37. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson again. And my goodness, another interception.
Good shit, Lil Larry. You want to talk shit now? I'm out here bullshitting with you, dog.
Losing 5 yards or so on the return, but no matter, they've got the football back.
He want to talk shit now. Give me my shit.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at the 20.
Come back. Reset. Hey, blue 80.
After the interception, here's Watson. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Dante Fowler in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
What's he say, Block?
Now we'll play fake and it's he'll buy some time right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on 1st down, then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback, because that was awfully close.
Come back.
Watson now, off the play fake.
Hey,
The
Beats.
ball comes loose. And did the Jaguars come up with it?
What you over there sleeping, nigga?
Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
Sleep.
Remember, as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free. Anything you can do to slow them down.
And he rifles one incomplete. He started out having some troubles back in the 1st half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter, and find their way open.
Now Jackson back to the air on
What do they call it? Chris Crack. The Crack brother.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this.
Right.
Detroit!
On 3rd and 1, Jackson. Dancing to his left. Wide open receiver complete. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Jackson on 1st down. Being chased out left. And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. Lamar Jackson, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Jaguars make some inroads here on that deficit. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead down to 18. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And he'll take this one down to the 36. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
He told you he wasn't in the crib, no G-man.
Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. In for the score. And the Texans will add on to their lead. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way.
Who won't fuck around be owned by 4?
Runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone can stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that's leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. The fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game.
Hey, G-Fest, what office you in?
Data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time,
the
team expecting it, they do actually cover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number.
Hey, you say every time he get the ball, it's slow up. But when she get the ball, it's still raining.
Watkins in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Now Jackson on second down. He's going to let it fly. And they went for
that nigga B's over there tripping. I'm beating his ass to sleep, man. I'll take the fourth win, dog. He steady calling time.
That doesn't get him all the way back.
And we're in the lead.
Can't totally abandon throwing the ball underneath as well.
Trying the ball to work.
Jackson on third and long. Now a desperation throw. It's caught inside the 25. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. And incomplete, he dropped it in the end zone.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And that will write a finish to this ball game. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator,
It show how it is. Motherfucker take 2 sips out the motherfucker and just leave right there. Don't get nothing.
so for Houston, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they will head home next week to take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, they drop just their 2nd game so far as they fall to 5-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gauton saying so long, everybody.
Thank you. Literally, what'd you say? Literally red-handed, huh? Like got caught red-handed. Hand got the red on it, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I tripped because I was pushing back. I was pulling back. I was pulling back. What's up? What's up?
Let's fucking go.
Nah, I really don't. Nah, because he got all the other attributes. This shit here. That was all different shit. That was all different shit, block. That shit, yeah, that shit good right there.
That's the one he put you out the playoffs, block. Yeah. He was winning like 21 net in that game. Or you was and lost. Or he was winning 21 nothing, you came all the way back and then he barely won, I think. Shit, they did that shit. They ganked him. Oh, shit. Yeah, yeah. Also,
Stupid boy. Boy, you stupid boy.
They murdered me. I'm gonna have a heart attack.
Got a Kamala. That nigga said I got a Kamala.
Hey, he told me, look, all this shit fake. Let me take off these braids. There you go.